Going live. You're live.
It says we're live.
I don't know if it's working now.
I don't know if it's working. If you're sitting here watching and you could let us know if like the microphone is working and you can see us, that would be fabulous, as this is our first time trying to do a live thing. Slightly more technically advanced. Awesome. Thank you, Marcus. Much appreciated. So for everybody.
How many people are watching?
We got, I don't know, you're gonna have to, 74
people. Man,
so
that's stressful.
If you just watched the actual show, really hope you liked that. It was a bit of a stressful week for us. Like, I had this idea in my head that I was going to hype up the border crossing a bit more, but just as we were on our way there, we really weren't sure if it was actually going to work. And I don't know, we were trying to stay calm as we went into it and everything, but it turned out to be super smooth. The guy who we talked to was kind of like, I mean, literally there's no one else there at the border. He heard us out. I think we probably sounded a little nervous and whatever, but it worked out great. And no sweat. So my
sister said that the video's not working.
Oh.
She read it wrong.
Yeah, if anybody else is having struggles with the video, okay, lagging a bit. Well, we do have some pretty slow internet here, so we're going to do the best we can and see if we can make it happen. I'll try to close out anything else we got going on here. But what we wanted to do is just kind of like go through a little bit what we were thinking with this collection of stuff. And if anybody has any questions about the sizing or anything at all, or just like general shows in general, like if you just have any questions for us, we'll do that too.
Yeah, like that would make this the smoothest, is if you have questions, put them in the comments and we'll answer them, because we don't have any kind of script for this and it's our first time doing it. So let us know. And also the website should be live now. So if you guys want anything, we did order more than last time, but not a ton more. So last time everything sold out within an hour. We don't really expect that to happen this time around. But if you do have something that you really love, then go grab it now, just in case it does. So yeah.
All right. I see a couple questions about shipping. We can ship, as far as I know, to anywhere in the world, but it is unfortunately a bit expensive because we do not have distribution networks like in Europe or in Canada even. So the international shipping is a little more than we would want. But we've done our best to really get that down as best as we can. And like my only suggestion would be if you have a friend and you can go in on the thing to get it shipped in one box, that might help. But something we're working on in the future is maybe sending a little bit of stuff to Canada and having someone send it out from there.
Yeah, we realized that because I'm Canadian, a lot of our audience is in Canada, and we get like dozens of questions a day, like, can you make this cheaper? And right now we have one company in Utah that's kind of like printing all of our stuff, helping us, and then doing the fulfillment. So it's not like we have it in our garage and we can bring it up here and ship it out. We just have not quite enough time for that with the training and everything that we're doing. So yeah, eventually it's a goal of ours to kind of be big enough to be able to do that. But for now, unfortunately, the shipping's kind of a lot. I think also everyone gets in this mindset of like Amazon Prime where shipping is free, and we just like can't really offer that. So
I'd love to.
But anyway, anything that you guys get really helps us a lot. So thanks for the support. Yeah.
I saw one question about the crew neck sizing. Paula is wearing a small. I wear a medium. I think if you feel like you could possibly go down to an extra small if you wanted a more fitted.
So this is the small, and it's pretty long. It's like unisex sizing. So I think I could do an extra small, and I'm not tiny. So
what are you? You're 5'6"?
I'm 5'6", like 60 kilos. So
I'm 5'9". I'll put on the medium just so you guys can see that.
It is like, I just like it being kind of like loose and comfortable. So
we have, if you ordered anything last time, we're finding that everything, we're in the same sizes as we were before. The bamboo t-shirts are the exact same sizing as the green shirts and the white shirts that we got last time. So that's the medium. And then these teal shirts are, I guess it's like a light blue, eggshell almost. These are pretty thick, and the sizing is slightly different on these, but I still find them a medium. You still find you're a small. But it, just so you know, this is like a thicker fabric. The bamboo is very, very soft and light.
And someone just asked how thick the crew necks are. They're not that thick. They're pretty light. You could like wear them under a vest. They don't have like fleece on the inside. They're like terry on the inside. Yeah. So I like it because you can kind of like layer it, and it's good for the fall. I think next round we're thinking of doing hoodies that are a little bit more substantial and have like fleece on the inside and are bulkier. So these are quite a lot lighter than that.
Kim, are we going back to Indian Wells? Didn't Indian Wells just get canceled?
I think Indian Wells may have gotten canceled, but
if it happens, would love to. That's a really, really
we
cool
love
race.
that race a lot. We're planning on doing Daytona, which is kind of the only race left on the pro schedule that is not canceled yet. And I am definitely doing it. Eric's a little bit down the rankings, so he's going to have to get a wild card or move up to be selected for it. But that's kind of our race plan. That's the reason we're training right now indoors and getting ready for that.
Yeah. Somebody just asked if the crew necks are the same. They are the exact same shirt. I mean, the exact same crew neck and everything. Yeah, this is just a darker one. That's just a lighter one. And we wanted to basically give a couple examples, a couple of different options, because we put out a poll on Instagram asking if you guys like this design or that design better, and it was literally split right down the middle. So we suck at decisions too, so we got both.
And also, like, Eric and I prefer like much more subtle things. Like, we really like the green tea from last time, but it turns out that the more popular things are kind of like the louder stuff like this. So we're trying to kind of like break away a little bit from our more like toned down style. And
well, honestly, it's just like when we came out with a thing and everybody wanted to look and everybody wanted to wear it, we were like, I don't know, slightly self-conscious and pretty excited that was, you guys wanted to wear stuff that said that triathlon life on it so much. So we're slowly working into
someone asked
more colorful stuff.
If we're going to do a coffee line. We actually kind of had that in the works with Cafe Lucer from Seattle.
Yeah.
And it was just a little bit too much too soon with everything we were trying to develop. Like, we were trying to do the products and then the mugs and then that. So it was just a little bit too ambitious, but it definitely is in our plan because we obviously love coffee, and we think it'd be really cool to have kind of like a monthly subscription or something so people can get coffee delivered every
maybe
month.
Like feature a different roaster each month, something like that. But ultimately, like, what the difficulty was the fulfillment, was shipping it to people. And if it was shipping from one place in Seattle where we're getting it made versus everything else was shipping from a warehouse somewhere else, then it was really challenging. But that is a huge goal of ours. I'm just going to put on a different hat just for showing stuff off.
Someone asked if we're doing a pre-order again. We're not planning on it. Last time we sold out so quickly and we didn't really know how to like order enough to manage our inventory properly. We didn't want to over order and have too much that was just sitting there. And we actually ended up under ordering. So for that first round, we did the pre-order just so everyone could get what they wanted, but not planning on doing that again. It took a little bit too long for everything to be prepared and shipped. And it was like, we promised people 3 weeks and it took 4.5. So we didn't really like that feeling of being a bit out of control of when people were getting stuff. And we'd rather just have stuff in stock that we can ship like literally the day after you order it. So you get it within a week and then we'll have the next round. And if there's stuff that's super popular that everyone just like wants to come back, we'll make more of it. But not doing the pre-order again, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think we will do a pre-order for a specific item. Like, one of the things I really want to do is there's a company in Canada that's making these beautiful sweatshirts, and we really want to have like a limited, 15, 20 pieces of that or something, and they'll be a little bit more expensive, but they'll be made in Canada. And that's something that we might try to do a pre-order on, but we'll be very, very communicative with that factory about exactly the lead time. And but as far as like stuff like this, we're just planning on it. When this stuff sells out, we're going to reorder. And this is one of the things that we're pretty excited about is if you go on the website and you see that out of stock button, it should say like right below it, it should say like notify me when in stock. We're going to maybe change that to say vote for a reissue. And if enough people click that button, then that'll let us know that we should make more white t-shirts or more black hats. And we'll just bring that back maybe kind of in the middle in between orders.
Talbot just said we should do a monthly subscription t-shirt club. That's a good idea.
That's pretty sweet.
You would sign up. We'd have one sign up.
That's a lot of designs to come.
Someone asked if the trail hat would fit their enormous head. I would say yes, because like this has a lot of flexibility on it. That's like one of the things I like about this a lot is I kind of have a smaller head.
Disclosure system.
So I can just like close it super small and you can do it while you're wearing it.
I don't know if we can get that close enough to be able to see it, but it's a super cool clasp.
Yeah, so I probably have like an extra couple inches of head growth.
I did see someone ask if we're going to do any women's specific stuff because the unisex doesn't fit them super well. We are looking at some women's stuff. It's challenging. Paula doesn't wear that much women's stuff, so.
Well, I do, but I think that it's just hard because then we have to have a whole separate thing on the website. Like we're just not really big enough for that yet. But ideally, I totally understand that the women's stuff like fits a bit shorter, and it's just like a little more flattering. So. Certainly, like that's my preference, and especially with like some of the pants and stuff that we might do, that's
We're working
the
on it.
works.
So if that's the thing you want, just continue to like let us know that's the thing you want, so that we know, because it is a little bit of a risk, obviously.
So lots of questions about if we're getting beanies, and then someone asked if we're getting training gear like cycling kits. And
yes,
we're not
beanies.
Definitely getting beanies in next round. We have those picked out. The cycling kits are a little tricky because we both have our own cycling kit sponsors, and we're not really trying to get into the kit making world. There's a lot of like fantastic kit companies out there. Eric rides Castelli. I use Zoot. So we may do a collaboration with one of our sponsors in the future, but for now we're just kind of sticking to casual wear and stuff that you can wear not while you're not training. Besides hats, you can wear these while you're training.
Yeah. And also the cycling kit would also possibly be a thing that we would try to pre-order. So one more hat here to actually, let's show off this mask. So this is kind of an interesting thing. We got these from someone who is like basically decided to try to bring these into the US, and we like absolutely loved them. They're on the expensive side, so we didn't do very many of them. We put them up on the site, but they're like a really like impressive technology in masks. And they basically have 4 layers on them. They've got this outside layer that's like hydrophobic, so theoretically somebody should like deflect a little bit of spit. And then there's 2 different filter layers in there, and then like this nice soft inner layer. And
so basically, like, I really don't like wearing a mask all the time when we're out, but when we have this on when we're out, I hardly remember I'm wearing it. Like it is really comfortable, and I like how you can take the ear loops off and then just like let it hang while you're eating or drinking or whatever, and then put it back on.
Basically forget it's there. And you can wash it like 70 times or something, and it still maintains all of the properties that it had. So that's a thing. Like if you guys end up liking them, they're like, I think $21. And if you guys end up liking those, we'll reorder those pretty quickly and put some more up on the site. But we just had no idea if people already have more than enough masks.
Yeah, it's like if we were told back in January that we'd be selling masks in September.
Bonkers.
What a stupid year.
Bonkers. It's just bumping the camera. Sorry if it's really shaky.
Someone said they'd love a cookbook. I am actually like, although we do a lot of recipes on the vlog, I usually just find those from like other people's food blogs and stuff. So I'm not actually like developing the recipes myself. I'm not like a very good cook, but I do like finding stuff online, making my own, and then sharing them with you guys. So maybe someday, but I'm not really like a very.
I think we could do it as like a digital cookbook or something like online. I gotta say something about this hat. This hat is it's the equivalent of this hat from the last round. It's like my favorite thing that we did. But to be honest, like this was probably the least popular thing from the last round. So we didn't get quite as many of these as we got of these, but it's my personal favorite. We've got this is a woven label on here. Really super nice herringbone material on the hat. It's like a really thick camper, and then with a leather strap on the back.
Someone asked if this is the sand hat. Yes, it is.
That
it looks different than on the website, but we're a little exposed right now. It is darker,
and it's very yellow. The light in this room is very yellow at the moment.
Yeah, so it actually is kind of darker. It's like tan color, I guess. The sticker on your laptop looks wicked, man.
No, it's just dark. Well, you can get that wicked sticker along with 2 other stickers on the website. That we've got like a little sticker pack. This is actually one that my mom cut out prior to us getting them like officially made, but they're exactly the same.
So people are saying they want a quarter sock. We actually, the new thing for next round is we have water bottles that are being made. Those like specialized, what are they called? Purist bottles. They're really cool. We made them all black. I won't reveal too much, but it's
going to be somewhat similar to this.
Yeah. So hopefully those.
Yeah, we're not like, we see that Triathlon Life is less of like a training brand as much as like a lifestyle brand. So that's why we do a lot of t-shirts and just like hats for hanging out and stuff, versus like, running shorts and running tanks and stuff. But like there are some things like in that exercise related category that we really want to do that we feel like would be kind of our style. Like I like the tank top that I have that's like a basketball tank top. So we've talked about maybe doing something like that. But really we want to make sure that everything we do like has like kind of a purpose and is really just is something that we love and want to wear all the time, not just for the sake of filling a category. So yeah.
Does anyone have any questions specifically about like the training we're doing or strength workouts and stuff like that? So we're not like overdoing it on the product talk. We're actually, so Canada has a pretty strict quarantine rule. When you come in the country from outside, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks to not even leave your property. So as soon as we got here, we were pretty frantic to find a treadmill, bought one at Canadian Tire, kind of a low end one, but it's working really fine. And it's kind of funny, like we don't hate the quarantine so far. We're really just kind of getting into the indoor training groove, and it's not as hard as we anticipated. It's kind of nice to have someone coming to walk the dog, dropping us off groceries. It's like a little vacation. And our daily schedule is we'll like wake up, have coffee, do either a run or a trainer ride in the morning, and then like hang out during the day. Eric works on the vlog, works on the van, and then we'll do another exercise before dinner time. So pretty simple and consistent every single day.
Hey Matt, about the core strength routine, the next week's video, we're going all in on like our quarantine routine, and that's going to be a part of it is like the Paula's core routine, basically like what we're thinking when we're doing our trainer rides and what we do on the treadmill to like keep ourselves from going insane. And we even just got a swimmy type machine thing from Jordan Bryden. So thanks Jordan if you're watching. So next week's video will be all the training. All the trainingness.
Are the hats that Paula uses unisex? Yeah, all of the hats are unisex. All of the shirts are too, actually. Mm-hmm. So we talked about this a bit ago. These are really adjustable. So
super adjustable. And
women, men, kids could probably fit these.
Yeah, we got these. They're like totally unstructured. So you can pack this into a bag. You can pack it anywhere. Versus the last round of hats that we did, the hybrid trucker, that the front was actually foam, so you get a lot more structure out of it. And I don't know, Paula and like we feel like plenty of women out there don't like the super high front look. So that's why we got this. It kind of molds to your head really well. And you just like honestly kind of forget you're wearing this. It's so lightweight. It's like parachute material almost. It's kind of what it feels like.
Weekly run mileage and how slow we do our long runs. I'd say we do our long runs, or at least I do, between like 4:30 and 5-minute Ks. And our weekly run mileage has been anywhere between 80 and 100 K a week. We'll do a little less on the treadmill just because it's like pretty boring, and I don't know, I find it harder to like run quicker on a treadmill. Like a 5-minute K feels more like a 4:45 K. Mm-hmm. So this week, I think I've done like 50 or 60 so far. So yeah, it changes every week, but we do have a coach that sends us a schedule and it stays pretty consistent when we're training outside.
Virgil, we do ship to Europe. Yep. Like I think we said earlier, but we apologize that it's a bit expensive, but we're fulfilling 100% out of the US, so it's you have to pay international shipping, and we are trying as hard as we can to bring down the cost on that. We actually put in a little bit of our own money to bring the cost down, but it is what it is when we don't have a European distribution network.
Someone asked if the tops are pre-shrunk, and I don't think they are. Oh, they are.
These are shrunk to keep the seams from having any sort of issues and everything. These shirts are not, but we have found that they really don't shrink.
Yeah,
hugely.
I usually hang dry most things, so we don't put them in the dryer. The stuff that we actually really like and care about. So, so they haven't really shrunk at all.
This one is a really heavyweight, 100% cotton. This white T-shirt is 70% recycled, or not recycled, but super sustainable bamboo. We have a little bit about it on the website and why we like bamboo, just because it takes so much less water to grow bamboo and basically make a shirt than it does with 100% cotton. But so it's not going to shrink quite as much as like a 100% cotton shirt. And it's ridiculously soft. If you do get one of these, funny story, we actually messed up on the neck label. It says 100% cotton. Well, we didn't mess up. It was a factory issue. So if you get one of these, it's like ultra super limited edition mess up, but it is, rest assured, 70% bamboo, 30% cotton.
This is a good question. If we've found our motivation is kind of wavering without any races set in stone coming up, and I'd say it definitely does. There's some days where we're super motivated, some days where we're less motivated. But I'd say in general, we're both feeling really good and training really well right now. And we're just in the mindset of if we don't race this year, all the training we're doing now will help us next year. And I've had like the longest stretch of healthy, injury-free running I have had since like 2010. So I think there's something to having less stress in your life and less pressure of racing deadlines and stuff like that allows you to kind of be more flexible and with your own training in your body and how you're feeling. So we do allow ourselves to be a little more like lax if we're not feeling well, or if we want to do a shorter ride, that's all okay this year. And I think that's helped us a lot in general with feeling better.
Yeah. When we went into the whole quarantine or the whole coronavirus hit and everything back in March, April, whatever, our coach was like, I really appreciate his approach. It's Paulo Sousa, for those who are interested. He was kind of like, guys, this isn't going anywhere. He was over in Europe at the time when we were in Tucson. He said, this isn't going anywhere, settle in. Like, the most important thing is that when a race is actually on the schedule, like, for sure, that you're ready to train really hard for like the 6 to 8 weeks leading into that. And I feel like that's where we are right now with Daytona, feeling like good and excited to do some really hard work instead of like kind of burned out from just, trying and being disappointed when a race gets canceled. So
someone asked what it's like in Canmore. How's the training? We love it here. It's at altitude, so to factor that in when we're training, and there's not like a ton of road biking options, but the trails are endless. The pool is amazing. It's like the most beautiful place in the world. So I'd say if you have a chance ever in your life, you should come visit at least. Maybe not for like a training camp, and we really like it. So.
For those who don't know exactly where Canmore is, it's like 20 minutes from Banff. So if you've seen Banff, if you've been on Instagram, seen blue, beautiful Rocky Mountain stuff, that's where we're at pretty much.
Yeah, and it's changed a lot. Someone said they were here a long time ago, and it's definitely gotten a lot more busy. And I think that's like everywhere that's cool is people are just discovering it on Instagram and want to
Boulder, Bend, Canmore.
Yeah, so it's just getting like stupidly expensive and definitely busier, but you can still find spots that are not overcrowded, and different seasons obviously have like different levels of crowds. So how'd you recover from Olympic disappointment?
Brett, is the Olympic disappointment question for me or for Paula? Because Paula actually went. I missed it by like 15 seconds. For me, it wasn't a big, like, I was okay.
Let's not get into this.
Okay.
That's ridiculous. That was ages ago. Have anyone thought about coaching? I actually coach one person, and I really enjoy it. I don't really want to get into like the coaching business, but for like a couple of people, I can definitely work it into my like schedule and stuff. And I love it a lot. So if anyone's super interested, then send us a message. I think I could probably coach 2 more people and it would be fun. Well, it is fun. I don't know. I really enjoy it. And I think that we've been in the sport so long that we kind of like naturally understand training just from our own experiences.
Yeah.
I don't have any like certifications or anything, but from our own experiences, I think we can put together a pretty good program.
Yeah, I enjoy consulting on that.
Yeah. What kind of shoes do you wear to run in the winter weather? A good tip for that, since winter is coming, is you can actually like screw little tiny screws into the bottom of your normal running shoes. So instead of getting like Yak Tracks or something that's super bulky, you can like have a couple little screws actually just coming out of an old pair of running shoes and use that for more grip on the ice and stuff.
Yeah. The pool is open in Canmore, which is one of the reasons that we decided to come here. First reason we decided to come here was for Paula to see her family. Has been so long. Second reason was because we were stuck in the smoke in Portland anyway, so might as well quarantine here. And then third reason is the pool is open and seems to be very available for reservations, and we're stoked to like finally swim for the first time in
Yogi triathlete.
7 months.
How's your yoga game? My yoga game in quarantine is amazing. I've done it every day so far this week.
Paula tends to go yoga while I edit, so I miss out.
Yeah, I love it. It's like, especially when you have a dedicated space, which I do upstairs, it's super nice just to like go for 30 minutes or 45 minutes. And there's something crazy about quarantine where you feel like you just have all this time. So little things like that kind of slip away when you're doing other things, just take this importance, and then you realize how great it is. So we're not doing Cozumel next weekend. Paula was pretty interested. I personally am like, don't do well in Mexico anyway, and the idea of going to Mexico during a pandemic is just like pretty. To be honest, I didn't even really know it was still on the schedule and that we could travel there. So I'm actually pretty mad at myself for not realizing that sooner and planning to go down and do it, because I know Holly's going and there's, some competitive people racing. So I feel like I'm fit right now. I feel like I could race well. So I'm kind of mad that I didn't put that on the schedule, but it's how this year goes, I guess.
Yeah.
Any questions we missed? They kind of roll in like these big chunks and we miss stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Consider doing a TTL ambassador athlete program. We sort of thought about that with Transition 4, like making an age group team kind of thing, but I don't know. There's so much going on right now. I don't know if we can.
I think it'll happen. I don't know how long it'll be. It might be next year at some point, but just like what we were saying with like, I can't remember what it was. Like, we're doing 100% of the work on here. It's me, Paula, and then my friend Danny, who is running all of our website stuff. He's just freaking incredibly gifted and can figure stuff out really fast. So if you guys like submit a complaint or like, have an issue with a product and somebody emails you back, it's one of the three of us. And right now we're like, anything additional that we were to take on, we'd have to like hire another person or something, which is just a mind-blowing thing to think about, hiring a person. And that's where doing the age group team or something like that, we would love to do that. And we'll like probably have some sort of thing like that in the future, but there's only so much time.
Oh, Danny's on. Hey, Danny.
Nice.
What size of shirts? I'm a small, Eric's a medium.
Mm-hmm.
How have you avoided injuries this year? I sort of touched on that a bit. I think a lot of it is due to not having like this deadline of a race. And in the past, I've had a niggle, but there's been a race 2 weeks down the line, so I've ignored it and pushed through it, and then it just got worse. So this year has like given me the ability to kind of step back when things do get sore or I'm not feeling good, and I can like do less running with less stress, with no stress basically. And I think that's kind of allowed me to have week after week after week of healthy, consistent running. And then soon your body just kind of gets used to it. And yeah, knock on wood, now I'm healthy since January. So
yeah,
just be easy on yourself. I think that that's a good lesson going into next year, is that it's always okay to like step back if something's not feeling good or if you're having a bad day. So
yeah,
that's something that I like don't listen to myself, my own advice when there's races on the schedule.
Yeah, and I think it's easy right now for us to feel like, oh, we're not quite doing as much or maybe not as fit because of like the swimming component or just like we've had that relaxed attitude. But we've honestly, like Paula's been riding the best she's ever ridden, hit like the best power numbers that she has, running incredibly well. I'm running incredibly well. Like we're having amazing workouts off of the back of like that. And taking that attitude into the next year, I think is like really critical, and that'll be interesting to see, how many people successfully do that. Couple of questions. I am not like associated with Valhalla Racing. That's my good friend Lars. That's his age group team and everything. And I'm 100% supportive of everything that he does there, but I don't have like a hand in it. A super cool group.
Do you have any return exchange policy if sizing doesn't work? We currently can't really offer that just because we're so small, and we don't have that many products. Like last time we were out of stock, so we couldn't really offer for people to return stuff and get it exchanged for a bigger size. So we're tried really hard to make the size chart really accurate. We gave you guys reference with like what our sizes are. So pay attention to that, and hopefully you'll pick the right size. And if you've ever worn like a race t-shirt before or whatever, it's like pretty standard sizes.
I'd say they're very true to size. They're not super fitted. We haven't gone with something that's a European cut. It's pretty standard American is what I would call it, cuts. So somebody asked about the vlog. Does it get annoying? Yes, it can. When what times that the vlog is the most fun is when like I have an idea of what we want to make the next week about, and that's like what we're doing this week when we're going to like talk about our quarantine training. The ones that are tough is when I don't really have any sort of idea of where the week is going or what the storyline is going to be, and then I film a little bit too much, just hoping that I don't miss anything. And that can be a little bit intense. Like my system basically is like, I pretty much take all of Sunday afternoon off, try to take Monday off, and around Tuesday or Wednesday, I start feeling creative and not overwhelmed anymore. Film on like Wednesday, Thursday, and then like Friday, Saturday, I spend all my time between training, editing, and then we put it out on Sunday. And then it starts. My
dad just asked me to send him the link to the vlog because I usually have the link in my Instagram. That's the only way they know how this works. Anyway.
Yeah. So if you're like Paula's dad and you do end up on YouTube, and please hit that subscribe button, because that like actually helps us a ton with like making sure that people see more videos, and like it helps us also with sponsors and stuff like that. So if you're not subscribed, do that, and you will see it pop up on YouTube when it's ready to go.
Okay, we should wrap up fairly soon just because I don't want this to drag on too long. Someone said, do we have any fun competition between us? And I'd say we're like, at least I'm fairly competitive with making sure that we don't do the same amount of training. Like when Eric gets on the trainer before me, I'm like, I don't want him to do like any extra than what I'm doing. So I think that also kind of helps our motivation between the two of us. Like if one of us is training, the other one doesn't want to not be training. So it's competitive in that way, is that like we don't want to feel lazy and that the other person's like getting an edge. So.
Yeah, I'd say the only time that it like becomes an issue is when like I love going for long bike rides. Paula doesn't really like long bike rides that much, and then like I legitimately just want to go for a 3-hour bike ride, and she doesn't. But then she also doesn't want to do less. So.
Do you make extra money if I watch the ads on YouTube? That's a good question.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. The way that we make money off of the ads on YouTube is like I think just the ones that you can't skip. That's just like we make a thousandth of a penny on that or something. And then if you were to like actually click on an ad, then we get a little bit more money off of that. It's like really a very small amount of money. That's why we try to have as few ads as possible in the videos. And that's a big part of why we started doing the t-shirts and stuff anyway, because we didn't want to like set up a GoFundMe or a Patreon or something where we just ask for money. We wanted to bring real value. But doing the vlog, spending 15 hours a week on it every week for, $50 to $100 or whatever that YouTube we make on ads is not super sustainable. So the biggest thing, if you want to support, is buying a t-shirt or a sticker or something like that, or just watching. That helps.
Flynn has grown. He is so big. He's like 65 pounds. So this is just so you guys can get an idea of how big he is compared to me.
He is like technically still a puppy, but
he's huge.
Only in his head.
Yeah. All right. Well,
thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you for everyone who bought a thing, for everybody who subscribes and is just following along and being part of this. We really feel like you guys are we're here because you're here. And as soon as people are not really interested in watching anymore, we'll stop doing this. But every time that somebody says, wow, you really got me out the door, or I love watching your stuff while I train. And that just like means so much to us and keeps them busy. Keeps us stoked.
It's been a good project to do while we're not racing. So yeah, thank you so much to everyone for your support. And it's been fun for us. So we'll keep it going as long as you keep watching. Yeah.
Also, if you guys like the live stream thing, we might try to do more of this in the future. Just like let us know. Something we haven't tried to do, but it's kind of fun. I had fun.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. All right. Have a good weekend.
All right.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
That was good, huh?